What's going on? EJ Carrion here with ednews.com. New data from the Federal Reserve, New York Federal Reserve, has some interesting data around the hottest careers and jobs for professionals. But there's a two-part to this story based off some other articles I read that I think are interesting. So let's go ahead and dive into to this article on Bloomberg. So if you look at the article, it says engineers dominate in New York study of pay by college major. Public policy grads among biggest pay gainers compared to 2020. Survey finds college high school pay gap at a record of $22,000. So that is the separation between someone with a bachelor's degree and someone with a high school education, $22,000. But it doesn't take into account the expense of college and things like that as well. So that'd be careful there. And that's not really what I'm here to discuss. What I'm here to discuss is that engineering degrees are the surest route to a well-paid job in the U.S. according to the New York Federal Reserve's latest study of pay by college major for recent graduates. Out of the top 10 subjects that deliver the highest early career pay, 9 are in some form of engineering, with computer science, aerospace, and chemical engineering in the lead to the New York Fed's data. But here's the kicker, right? Here's the kicker. I read another kind of article in Bloomberg about how we have a talent recession. And it kind of talks about, hey, this is exciting. We need to get more kids in the STEM. But if you look at this data here in this article, it's an opinion article, but it uses data from the Insider Higher Ed article, which I will share here. It's in a report from 1971. But the share of full-time graduates, if you're looking at this, the full-time graduates of students, 81% of students in electrical engineering are from overseas. They're immigrants who are coming to school to get into these viable career paths. 19% of electrical engineers, petroleum engineers are not American students going through American's education system. People, if we're talking about something that, I think we really got to digest is how do we expose students to the opportunity in engineering and the security and economic mobility and the possibilities for students, and exposing students, black and brown students, to engineers who are black and brown so that they can see these as viable career paths. This is definitely something we should be having a topic about. I think it's both data that we're aware of that engineering is a secure path, but were we aware how much of that field is actually being ran by immigrants who are coming over to go to school to study in engineering and execute on those ideas? Two articles that I found with two charts that I think are meaningful as we think about STEM education in America.